Tiago Forte, there's Matt Diavella, there's Ali Abdal. They all talk about productivity, right? They talk about productivity and they talk about this concept called a second brain, right? Now, I remember I used to watch all of these second brain videos because I remember that I was always this organized type of fucking guy, right? Like I would have literally organization attacks. I would be reading a book, right? Literally reading a book, like on Kindle or a real book or something, right? And then if I realized that my system of highlighting was wrong, I would restart the entire book, rip out the pages on the notebook that I write my little notes in, right? And just start everything over. And I haven't finished a single book because of it, right? And I finally fucking got rid of that, thank God, right? And maybe you're trying to, like, you know, you want to like find out like a second. I want to get this second brain. Like I want to learn how to organize. Basically, you want to learn how to remember and then implement everything you do. So maybe you can teach it to other people. Maybe you just want to know it. And the most important part is implementing it into your everyday life so you can actually improve with the things you learn. Because this is like a concept. If you don't learn anything, you can't improve anything because you don't know what to improve, right? And I remember I was in this stage where it was just action, action, action. I didn't know how to build a business, but I was like, Jackson, shut up, fucking drop ship, dude. I didn't even know what I was doing, so I quit. It was that easy, bro. All you have to do is learn, right? And now the important part is you have to balance it between the two, right? Now that's not what this video is about, but it's about having like a area where you have all of your stuff, and instead of building a second brain, putting it into your own brain. And if you need to look back and remember it, you can go look back into this little area, and I'm gonna teach you how to do that. Right now, these second brains are so fucking fancy, bro. Like, I swear, they're like they're on Notion, and then now there's Obsidian. I don't know what that is, but like there's Notion, and then you have to watch these 2-hour courses where like they're like, oh, do the database and add a board template, and then add a journal template, guys, and then have the fucking Rama, it was Tiago Forte's Rama shit. It was like, yeah, it's a fucking inbox, areas, resource list. You know what I'm talking about. You've watched the videos. So I was trying to watch all these videos, and I saw what the second brain looked like. It was so fancy. There was so many shit, and it didn't even make any sense to me, bro. Like I watched the entire thing. I was like, oh no, fuck this, right? Like I'm not about to do this entire thing. So I literally just watched a bunch of videos. I didn't even read the book on Tiago Forte's because that's like the only one, right? And I saw what his concept was. That kind of looked like bullshit, right? No disrespect, but like, bro, it's so fancy, bro. Like, it's maybe, yeah, it's a brain, right? But like, bro, this is not that hard. All you need to do to remember something and implement it is to have it in front of your face, right? Frequently see it a lot, and do it every day. I mean, there's probably some more components to that, but the main ones is just have it in your face all day, right? See it frequently, which is the same thing as have it in your face all day. You just have to see it frequently, bro, right? Just frequency. And there's multiple systems for that, right? And I was this kind of guy who was super organized. I would break it down into like micro organizations, like like for example, like I would try to build this learning tab on Notion where I was like health, wealth, relationships, happiness. Oh, and I was like, which one does mental health go in? Which one does productivity go in? Oh shit, how am I gonna organize all this and make it look cool and like do the headings and it's bullshit, bro. Like I still like being organized, right? But like you don't have to do all this fancy Notion fucking shit, right? Where like you put different pages into links and then you do this and then that and then this. It's really easy, bro. Frequency, just have it in front of you, right? And I like the old school, right? Like sometimes I'll like reading on like a Kindle for like, when I'm going to bed, right? And I'll teach you how to remember what you're doing with the system that I'm doing, if you're gonna read at nighttime. And I like also reading books, and I don't like always having something on the computer. I like to just have it on my desk. So I kind of took a bunch of videos, like not the high level productivity second brain, but like kind of like I went from the bottom. Okay, I was like, oh, I watched Hamza's videos. Okay, I took a little bit from that, and then if I was another video, took a little bit from that, another one, and then I added some of my own concepts to that, which with like common sense, right? Like frequency, frequency. You gotta have that. I added like some of my style to it, right? Like having it on paper and then having it on there, and like at this point, I don't have these organization attacks anymore. Where like I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta restart everything because I did one thing wrong, or like my handwriting's fucked up. I don't know if you call it like OCD or something. I don't know what it's called, but like I like to be organized, right? But like I don't like it to be like so fucking fancy, like to the point where like it's like, oh, all this shit is happening, right? Like I like to have it like the headings and like that's like I like to have like really organized, right? But not like fucking crazy organized or like it's a fucking literal brain, right? So the first thing I'm gonna tell you is about what you should learn about and how you should go about learning it, right? You have goals. If you don't have goals, go set goals. I have a video on that, right? You're gonna have goals, right? You got goals, and then you have the actions to those goals. There should be two types of goals you have: outcome goals, action goals. The action goals or systems, whatever you want to call it, get you to the outcome goal, and then boom, you reach the goal. But how do you know? Everybody wants to reach their goals faster, reach their goals more efficiently, and go beyond their goals, right? Be beyond where they expect it to be, right? And the way to do that is efficiency and speed, right? I think efficiency is like speed. I don't know, bro. Okay. So you need to learn. You need to balance learning and action, right? This is something that I say a lot, right? Once you learn the basics, right, then you can start taking action. There's literally no excuse once you learn the basics on how to do things. If you learn how to copyright, right, and you learn about like the pain points and desires and goals and the ideal customer avatar should be you from like a year ago, right? If you know that, you can start copywriting, bro. If you know, you can go on Twitter, you can go on something like it's not just for copywriting. If you know how to do a chest bench press, right? You learn the basics. Now you can also learn, this is something people don't know, but you can learn from your own experience. Experimentation, that's what it is, right? So learn the basics, take action, but still learn. Learn from other people and learn from yourself. If you see like, oh, I did something wrong, journal about it. When you before you go to bed or in the morning, whenever you journal, right? You should be journaling. And be like, oh wow, this didn't work. So I'm gonna journal it down. I'm gonna see what worked, and I'm gonna experiment. I'm gonna cut out what doesn't. So you can learn from yourself, right? And you can learn from other people, right? So you should balance these two, right? Like you should always fucking read books, cause like these people are millionaires, or these people are jacked. Like whatever you're trying to learn, right? You should learn about your goals. Learn about your goals. The tasks that get you to your goals, learn how to do them and learn how to do them more efficiently, right? If you want to, I don't know, run your own advertising agency or some shit like that, right? Then you would learn about copywriting, you would learn about Facebook ads maybe, you would learn about marketing, you would learn about how other ad agencies run. You would learn about, like networking, I guess, outreach. You will learn about all these things, and then that will help you with the action to get you to your goal. Your goal is to, let me rephrase this, but your goal is to make $10,000 a month, or like have 5 clients from an ad agency, right? So you're gonna learn copywriting, so you can actually sell them. You're gonna learn like contractor arbitrage. That's something that Iman Gadzhi says, where like he's like, oh, you hire somebody to do the thing for you, and then the automation happens. And then you should learn about outreach. Like this is just very specific, right? But let me go a little bit more broad. If you're going to the gym, right? You want to go to the gym, and your goal is to put on 20 pounds of muscle and look like Baki in like the next, I don't know, decade, right? Well, not 20 pounds of muscle. Like maybe you want to get like really lean, and you want to like bulk up and cut down and do multiple cycles and look like Baki, and that by the end of the decade, right? After training for 10 years. You will learn about the aesthetic body parts. If you don't know what those are the neck, the forearms. These are mine, like my aesthetic body parts that I think other people can agree with me on. It's shoulders, specifically the side delts and the rear delts, your neck, your forearms, and I think your biceps and your entire arm is very, very important. Your back, and then your upper chest, and then your quads. Boom. Yeah. So those are to the aesthetic body parts. You will learn about those. You will learn the recovery rate for those. You would learn the slow twitch and fast twitch muscle fibers, which ones are in each muscle, the recovery time it takes for each muscle to recover, how many sets, how much volume, how heavy you should go, up with the compounds and the isolations. You get it, right? You would learn about all these things, and then after you learn about them, you would apply them, and then you would take your own experience and learn from your own experiences and be like, oh, this certain technique didn't work, right? Like maybe I need to supinate my forearm more, or like, to get more bicep growth. Maybe I need to focus more on my mind muscle connection, and like, oh, this guy, he told me to put my finger on my muscle when I do like this, and then like, pretend that I'm squeezing, that I'm pulling from my bicep, and like just imagining it, like, yeah, right? So you would learn about the task that would get you to your goal, right? So now this is what you would learn about, and you would learn about it like this: read books, right? Just read a shit ton of fucking. You know what? I'm gonna literally show you every single book that I have. My goals, right, is to make a fuck ton of money. Like, it's more specific. Like, I have different now. I'm like broadening into like make a fuck ton of money and look like Baki. Make a fuck ton of money, look like Baki, bro. That's all I want in life, right? Yeah, like right now, I guess I have more goals than that, but like, So, my learning is based around how to make money, right? And I also like to help other people because I like. Ever since I was little, I found this video of me the other day when I was like 5 and I was teaching somebody how to do something, right? And then I just, there was a bunch of videos of me just trying to teach something. And like in 4th grade, there's a video of me 4th grade, bro. I was teaching people how to do like the push-ups and shit, bro. All right, so this correlates with my goals. $100 million offers. You got high-ticket courses, the oxygen advantage for like your health and breathing. Breathing is fucking important because you live off of breathing. Key person of influence, expertsecrets.com secrets. This way, the superior man, influence. The subtle art of not giving a fuck. The 7 habits of highly effective people. Persuasion. High ticket selling. The Millionaire Fastlane. The Almanac. The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. Sapiens, because like human stuff. I don't know. I was really interested in that because I don't know. Traffic Secrets. And then this is just random books that my mom bought on here when she never even read them. Boom. So every single one of them correlates with my goals. They correlate with my money. They correlate with how to, how to make money, how to influence, because this is the way I'm going, right? Like I'm literally talking to you right now. And most of the time I'm on social media, right? I mean, I could go ahead and start like an ad agency. Maybe I will do that because like, last time I did that, I didn't even go through with it. All I'm saying is align your learning with your goals, and the way you should be learning is through long form educational podcasts, right? It's a little hard to find those for fitness. Fitness is usually smaller, like smaller videos. Try to find like, just look at the fucking, there's a couple of YouTubers for fitness. It's like House of Hypertrophy, Frankie Evers, Jeff Nippard, the Trent Twins. Actually, don't even watch them, bro, because they're just entertainment. They don't really teach anything. Fuck, what was the other one called? It was this one where like it was this other British guy. And he was like, I don't know. If I can find them, I'll put them in like the comments or something. So, and when you're reading, right? Reading is the most important thing out of all of your learning. You should be learning most of your stuff from reading, right? You should have a dedicated time just to read a shit ton, right? Just read and read and read and read, right? For like an hour or two, right? You should be reading for an hour or two every day, right? Start off with like 30 minutes. Don't really try to time yourself, right? Just kind of read and be like, this is gonna help me to get towards my goals and achieve where I want. And then eventually, that's what I said to myself. And like it was like, and then eventually I liked reading books. And then everybody calls me fucking crazy at school for it because I fucking read books and I'm like the really boring guy now, right? Because all I do is I don't hang out anymore, and I'm like, what the fuck, bro? All I do is hang out, and I don't hang out anymore, and all you do is read books and do this. It was like, shut up, fuck you, bro. fucking Canada's burning down, so like my throat's all fucked up. Also, a thing that I used to do when I used to read books, right, is I used to fucking highlight everything. I thought everything was important, right? And everything is not important. Like, it may look like it's important, but it's not, right? And this is one of the reasons why I had one of those organization attacks or whatever you want to call it, right? And that's why I deleted everything. It was like, oh fuck, I did this wrong. Oh no, I'm gonna have to get rid of everything now because it's gonna be weird if I, like, don't do that. Avoid that at all costs. If you feel like you have to really restart because like it gives you a clean slate or whatever, stop it. Fucking keep reading the book, right? If you really have to, delete the useless highlights, right? Or like, if you're on Kindle, delete the useless highlights. If you're reading a book, you fucked, okay? So I fucked up one of my books, the fucking Copywriting Secrets by Jim Edwards, because my dumbass fucking, like last month, was fucking highlighting everything. Only highlight things that you can implement, highlight things that give you a mindset change, and then highlight things that you could literally keep in front of you every day. Like, keep in front of you every day. I have Post-its all over my walls, if you can see them. I just fucking have Post-its on the walls. Something that triggers something that triggers a mindset change, a way of thinking, like it changes your way of thinking. And then something that you can implement. Those are the things you should be highlighting. And we'll talk about how you can remember the things you can implement and how you can actually implement them in your daily life by doing something called a daily learning objective or a daily learning goal or an implementation learning thingy-mabob fart. And then there's a weekly learning recap. I don't know, you can call them whatever you want. Right? I'm gonna tell you how to use those. But highlight things that you can implement. Highlight things that change your mindset. Right? Don't just highlight everything. Or like let me see if I can try to find an example for you guys, because like this is like a big problem for me and stop me from remembering and learning anything, because I would just delete everything because I thought it wasn't organized, right? So I'm gonna look in $100 million offers, right? So like this is something that I highlighted. It says, I solve this type of problem for the specific type of person in this unique counterintuitive way that reverses their deepest fear. That's something I could use when I am, for example, writing copy or writing an offer for like a product that I'm gonna sell, or like when I'm selling another company's product, if I'm doing freelancing or something, right? That's something I could do. Something that I wouldn't highlight is something that would seem like you would highlight but wouldn't highlight. It is let me read this real quick. For example, you want to be the guy who services this type of person or solves this type of problem. That's like something you don't really need to highlight. I mean, maybe, but like you don't really need to highlight that. You're not gonna implement this concept applies to anything you decide to do. You want to be the guy who services this. Like, you don't want to highlight things you already know. Okay, if you already know it and like you're just like, oh yeah, I already do that. Don't highlight it, even if it's in the book multiple times. Right? If it pops up multiple times in the book, just highlight it once. Right? Okay, let's fucking get on to the system, because I've been dragging this on for the past 18 minutes. Let's make this quick. Alright, so you're going to need a notepad, right? A notebook. Actually, 2 notepads if you want. I'll tell you more about the second notepad. But 1 notepad, 1 notebook, a pen, and Notion. Right? And no, Notion isn't all this fucking crazy tabs and shit. It's literally just fucking, hold on, let me go into my Notion, bro. I literally just have fucking health goals, work goals, video scripts, a dream customer avatar, a dream 100, daily learning objective, and weekly learning recap. And it's literally just basic board templates that you can like literally just go into the settings and press select, and then you press select, and then you can like add the options. Like it could be like, I don't know, this year, next year for your goals, or like, for example, for the weekly learning objective, you put the week of 6/2039/23, or like, yeah, the week of this to week of this, right? Like start date, end date for the weekly recap. For a daily learning objective, you could literally just go ahead and, I guess, do a a table, like you put the table template in, like the table database or whatever you want to call it, or even a page template is. I wouldn't recommend a board because you don't need multiple things. Unless you want to do like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like if you want to put the board like that, it's whatever you prefer. If you prefer the board, the table, or like the pages on like the doc, where you click on the link, it's whatever you prefer. It's just whatever you think is nicer, right? Don't stress out too much about it, right? It's not that big of a deal, right? It's just whatever your preference is. Okay. Matter of fact, the notepad that we are going to use is on top of mine. Was underneath this. I mean, literally just take out everything so you can see what to do. I just realized that my microphone wasn't plugged in. I'm very sorry about that. Oh shit. Hey guys. Fuck. You know, I'm gonna go this way. Oh wow, can you stop fucking turning, you fucking biatch? Sorry guys, technical difficulties. Oh my god. You can hear me, right? Yeah, you can hear me. Sorry about this. Okay, so this is my notepad. This is literally I developed it over time. Let me go to like the one that I do now, the template or whatever you wanna call it, or I don't know. Okay, so you have let me show you the one from today, so you can get it. So what you're gonna have is a daily learning objective and a to-do list. A to-do list is very important. It's like a bonus tip. This is like a bonus tip. It's not really in the remember what you learn. But you should have a to-do list. If you want to put the to-do list and the daily learning objective on two different notepads, that's up to you, right? But I keep them on the same one, just like because I don't want fucking 3 notepads all over my desk. Unless you can get like a really tiny one. It depends on you. Like, don't worry too much about like, oh, which is it, this is it, this is it. Just just get a notepad, right? It's not that big of a deal. You'll be like, oh no, it is though, because it's not gonna be nice. Come on, bro. Literally just have your to-do list and your daily learning objective on the same one. You don't gotta freak out about it. It's just write nice so you can read what you're writing. If your handwriting sucks ass like mine was, or mine still is a little bit, but I'm just trying to get better at it. I literally have a post-it note trying to tell me a handwriting guideline. Literally just write it so you're able to read your handwriting. Okay. So if you have a notepad like this is perfect. Right, or you can maybe even write in a notebook if you want. I just prefer notepad. So you're gonna have daily learning objective so you want to learn in the morning. You want to read in the morning. Reading in the morning is the most important part. Read one book at a time. I am telling you this right now. That Marcus Aurelius Meditations book or the fucking psychology book might look, or any book, right, that you're reading. That the book looks nice. Oh, it would help with this. It would help with this stage of my life or this area of my life. And then I could have one book for each area of my life. One for health, one for wealth, one for bro. Read one book at a time. You're not gonna die because you're not learning about health and you're only learning about wealth, right? It's fine, okay? You don't want to be reading 14 books at the same time, right? Like, if it's the introduction of the book, right, where they're not really giving you too much value, okay, it's fine. But like, why? You're just wasting time. Just read one book, right? I had this problem where oh my god, I have to read How to Influence Friends and how to Influence People and Win Friends by Dale Carnegie, so I could have this part of my life that be super good. And I have to read Influence, an influence book. Then I have to read Alex Hormozzi's book, and then I have to. Come on. You don't have to dissect into little pieces. Read one book at a time. Read it efficiently. Remember what you learned. Move on to the next book. If it's really that important to you about where you're learning, take the category of your life, which you prioritize the most. Maybe it's health. Maybe it's bodybuilding, right? It's whatever book you prioritize that's prioritized to your goals, right? If you're really prioritizing money, read money books first, right? And read, put in like a productivity book or like a health book in there out of nowhere, right? I had the problem where I was like, oh, I want to read Marcus Aurelius Meditations, and then I want to read How to Influence People and Win Friends by Dale Carnegie, so I can influence this part of my life, and then I should read The 4 Hour Workweek, so I have a business model for automation, right? Now I'm just reading one book, right? I'm just fully focused on $100 million offers, right? Anyways, read in the morning because your brain is most primed to learning in the morning, right? When it'll take in more information, it'll memorize it more, right? And here's another thing you're gonna want to do after we build out like this little system. I mean, you don't really have to build it out. You just fucking write down what you learn, right? So this is the notebook that I have, right? So what you are going to do is it just has $100 million offers on the top, and then it literally just has important highlights in my own words. Don't just fucking copy paste what you were like, oh, it says that's why a fitness program is a generic weight loss product, and then don't put don't just write down, copy and paste like a fucking robot, okay? Write down how you can implement it, how you can use it in your life, how you can use it in your situation, right? Whatever situation you can use this in, how you're going to implement it, who can you use this with, when can you use this, what time of day can you use this, right? For example, I'm going to read you one of mine. So this highlight was talking about he was talking about the market, right? I was like, and I wrote down, he was like the market is really important, right? I was like, and make sure they have what do you call it? Make sure your market is growing. Make sure your market has purchasing power. Make sure your market has lots of pain. And I was like, oh, self-improvement niche targets every single pain possible. I need to find out what pain I know best that I solved, and that I can sell to the market requirements above. And the market requirements above were growing, easy to target, I can't read my handwriting. Purchasing power, and their pain, right? A little quick tip: if you want to make money on social media, learn copywriting, learn what their pain is, pick a good market. Read Alex Hormozi's book. It's 99 cents. Go ahead, buy it. It's fucking amazing, right? So I wrote that down in my own words, and I wrote it down in my own situation. My market was, for example, self-improvement. I make self-improvement videos, not only because I was like, oh, there's lots of money in it, right? Most of you guys are my age, or maybe 20, or maybe you guys don't even have a job. You guys don't have the purchasing power if I sold you a $197 course, right? You wouldn't be able to buy it. Or if I sold a private community that was a $99 a month, or a $1,000 course, you guys wouldn't be able to buy it because you guys have no money, okay? No offense. I'll teach you how to make money easily. As soon as I found something that works for me that I made money with, I'll tell you how to make money. But right now, I'm telling you guys everything I know. If you want to start in social media, brand and gain influence and do all this, what I learned is that you should solve your own problems, sell the solution for free. Boom, give it out. From multiple books. All right, let's get back on track. So you're gonna highlight anything you find in the book that's very interesting, right? I told you what to highlight, right? That resonates with you. It should be something you can implement, and a mindset change, something that you could use frequently in your everyday life, right? For example, copywriting. If you highlight something that says, find the pain and connect them to their desire, or something like that, right? You could highlight that. You could put it in. You're like, oh, I should target the pain. Or what pain does my ideal customer avatar has? He's like, oh, he has the pain of his jacking off every day. And you're like, how do I fix that? And I was like, oh, you just stop thinking about it, or some shit, right? Boom. Highlight something. Write it down into the notebook, right? So notebook, notepad, two different things, right? This is gonna have your daily learning objective and your to-do list on it. This is gonna be like a book summary almost, right? And we're going to copy this down onto Notion so you can go look at it very easily, and it's very organized more. So you can be like, oh, wow, I looked at this. Maybe I can learn this to my daily learning objective. So basically, you're going to write down highlights. You're going to highlight something in your book, and you'll write it down in this book, in this notebook, in your own words, in your own situation, and how you can implement it, right? Where you can use it with certain people, I don't know. I give you examples, right? And then you're going to create a book summary page on Notion. Right, this is just gonna be book summary, and then it's gonna be book summaries, and you could put $100 million offers, and then turn that into a link, and you can press on the link, and you just literally just copy down the most important. Don't copy down everything, right? That's completely useless. After you're done with every reading session, right, you should read, obviously highlight, put it down into this book, and then take the most important things that you highlighted, that you wrote down from this reading session, and put it into your book summary. The most important things, right? The thing that resonated with you the most, the thing that you can implement that will help you the most, the thing that changes your mindset the most. Put that into the book summary, right? And after I explain everything, I'll tell you the exact ways to structure your reading sessions, right? And if you're still here, it's the 30-second mark, right? I want you to close out every other tab, close out every other app on your phone, right? I want you to give me your full attention, because I'm telling you everything that worked for me, right? And I'm able to learn everything that I want. I'm not reading a script right now. There's no script in front of me, bro. It's my computer's over here. There's no script in front of me. I'm literally I wrote a newsletter, right? I literally wrote a newsletter. It's closed. It's not open on my thing, and you can go look at it right now, right? It has an empty G100 page from when I was trying to find the weekly learning thing, so I could tell you how to structure it. And bro, this is completely unscripted, bro. Like, I am not trying to do increase watch time or something to make more money. I don't even have a product. Okay, all I'm asking is give me your full attention, because everything that I did worked, right? And the reason I gave you the example that I'm not off of the script, because everything that I learned, I remember, like, in my brain. I don't have to look at anything or write it down for a script to teach it to you, because it's just here. I've done this system so many times. I've highlighted, I've created a learning objective. It's so many times. It's just, I know how to do. I just learn it, right? It's just here. I got just spit out facts or whatever you want to call it, right? So I'm telling you, give me your full attention, because this is going to fix everything. Once you can learn and you can implement the things you learn, bro, everything that you want to do will be, bro, it'll be in your reach. It's very easy. You learn and you implement, and then if you want to make money off of it, you can go teach, right? It's a little bonus tip. Okay. Now that you're still here, hopefully you still have my full attention, and you realize how I'm not like a fucking hypocrite like these other self-improvement gurus and like, don't watch fucking YouTube shorts. I have never posted a YouTube short, bro. This video is 32 minutes long and 25 seconds. It's probably gonna go on for another 10 minutes. It's a long ass video. When I tell you watch long form educational podcasts and videos, bro, this could damn well be a podcast, bro. It's 30 minutes long, and I'm never gonna post a video under 10 minutes, bro. It's fucking, well, yeah, it's be 10 minutes or longer. Always, bro. I'm not gonna fucking give you a 5-minute video. It's bullshit. It's fucking killing your attention, bro. Fucking pussy. Okay. So book summary. We talked about the book summary. Highlight something from your book. Write it down in your own words in this little notebook, and copy down the most important parts into the book summary that you created on Notion. Right. Now you have book summary. Right. Now let's tell you how to structure the daily learning objective. So if you're reading in the morning, right? I'm gonna tell you how to do this in the do the daily learning objective in the morning and night, and how to read if you're gonna read in the morning in the afternoon and night, right? So daily learning objective, you're gonna have one on paper, you're gonna have one on Notion. Notion's just so you can look at it. Like, it's just all gonna be in one place where you can just look at it instead of flipping through your entire notebook, right? It just makes it way easier to go look at it in the future. In the future, you could come back and look at your daily learning objectives. Like, oh, this is pretty cool. I might implement this for today as my daily learning objective for today, right? So let me tell you mine, right? And I'll tell you how to do the to-do list as well. The to-do list is like a bonus, right? So my action task for today were 30-minute engagement session. Write one newsletter, record one video. Post it a green sweater video. It was like the video from before. It should be posted by now. 15 tweets, 15 Instagram posts, and then my daily learning objective for today was light breath with a hold, and it should be rhythmic. This is from when I read the breathing book that I told you about, like The Oxygen Advantage by Patrick McGowan. I highly recommend you to get that book. Nose unblocking exercise, which that basically is. I'll give you this for free. You basically do a small inhale where you can't hear it and you almost can't feel it. Small inhale and small exhale like this. And you're gonna close your nose like this and just hold your breath on the exhale. Don't exhale and do like this. And then you're gonna see how many steps you can take. I mean, you have the urge to breathe in. Don't erratically. Just keep your mouth closed and try to regulate your breath. Okay, then I had NSDR and meditation. That's what I learned from an Andrew Huberman podcast. Think about desires and fears of the ideal customer avatar, which if you're going to have an ideal customer avatar, it should be you, because you know you best, and you know the problems you had best, and you know the pain and the desires you had best, right? This, I didn't pull this information on my ass. I learned this from other people, right? Obviously millionaires and shit. Humming and nasal breathing. Humming apparently is really good for you. I learned it in the book. Increases nitric oxide. I don't like nitric oxide. Yeah, it's really good for you, apparently. And you see, I didn't highlight what nitric oxide meant, because I don't really need to know what nitric oxide means. I just need to know that it's good for me, and then I write down how I can implement it. If you wanna highlight, definitions and all this shit, go ahead. Because don't really recommend it. Just highlight the implementation. Be like, oh, this thing is good for me. How can I implement this thing? Highlight how you can implement that thing. Boom. Daily learning objective. You're gonna have one on Notion. Notion is where you can look back at we can look back at one, right? And you can look back at it, and you can like I said, in the future you can come back and like, oh yeah, it's pretty cool. And then this is just gonna have it. I just have it on right next to my mouse pad, like on my mouse pad right next to my keyboard, so I could just look at it and be like, oh, I should hum, and I'll just start humming, right, or some shit like that, right? And then for your to-do list is basically all the stuff you have to do. And then for your to-do list, you should split it up into 2 sections. Into as many sections as you want. If you've heard about deep work, you should learn about deep work. I have a video posted on deep work. If you're gonna watch this one, I explain what deep work is. You should buy the book Deep Work by Cal Newport. Read that what that is. Right? It's basically how to make it more efficient. This reading system will make your learning more efficient, which will make your actions more efficient. And if you can make your actions more efficient by doing deep work, it's, oh my god, it's just fucking crazy, right? It's just compounding, right? So I split up my to-do list into 2 deep work sessions, because I only have time for 2 deep work sessions. So I was like, I split it up, right? And then in between, I had a reading session in the afternoon, because I do one in the afternoon. So in the morning, right? I'm gonna tell you how to do the daily learning objective. In the morning, after you read, you're gonna look through, and you should be writing down your notebook, and then you're obviously gonna take the most important one, put into your weekly learning recap. That should be on Notion. That shouldn't be on paper, right? So you can just look at it better. It's just way easier to just go back and look at it. So you're gonna take something that you can implement, right? Something that I could implement from this was, if I was gonna work on my branding today or copywriting today, and I was gonna do some tweets, and I was gonna do a newsletter. It was provide the value with results, and then I could I can't read my handwriting, and then I can set my audience to make money, and then buy my course or community, right? Something I don't even know what that says, bro. It's just okay. Let me look at a different one. The pain is the pitch. What would their life be like without the pain? And when I'm wet, what am I like after I have reached the desired state? What did they? I can't read my handwriting. Okay, you're gonna take something you can implement from your notebook that you write down the most important the highlights, and put in your own words from the book. And you're going to put it into a daily learning objective on paper, which you should keep by your desk. And then you're going to put it onto a daily learning objective on Notion, where you have it in one area where you can come back and look at it. That's very important. If you can come back and look at it, and you can add it to your today's daily learning objective on your notepad, that is very, very, very important. Right? So that's the daily learning objective, right? It's very easy. You have it on Notion. You just copy it. You put it down. Find something you can implement. Put it down onto a notepad. Keep the notepad by your desk. Copy this down onto Notion. Create like a little thing where you can like keep everything in one place, right? And you can come back and look at it, right? I said that already. And then a weekly learning recap. Weekly learning recap is you're going to take the most important implementation from your daily learning objective, and you're going to put it in like the day. You're going to put it in today, right? And then tomorrow you can go read, and you're going to find something really important that you had that was in your daily learning objective, and you're like, okay, I can implement this today, right? Weekly learning recap is the most important daily learning objectives into one place. That should be on Notion. Right. So next we have what do you call it? The how to read in the afternoon and how to read at night. If you're gonna read in the afternoon, you don't have to write down a daily learning objective, right? You don't have to write it down on a notepad. You should write it down on Notion though. Write down, it's not like something you can implement onto Notion. Boom. And you should also write it down into the notebook, and you should also write it down into the Notion book summary as well. If you're gonna read at nighttime, have 2 bookmarks. You're gonna have a bookmark when you started the reading session, what page you started the reading session. So if I'm reading at night, right? Like I read at night to help myself go to bed, right? So if I'm reading at night, I'm gonna put a bookmark on page 56 of the book, and then when I stop reading, I'll stop reading at page 66, and then in between page 56 and 66, these 10 pages, there'll be little highlights in between the pages. So tomorrow morning when I wake up, I can come back and look at it and see what I highlighted, and then I can write it down into my book and find my notebook, put it down into the book summary, put it down to maybe the daily learning objective, take the one important one from the daily learning objective, put it into the weekly learning objective or recap, whatever you want to call it. Boom. Right? So this is very easy. Right? If you don't find it very easy, I'm gonna literally just put in the most simple words right now. Daily learning objective, weekly learning recap, book summary, notebook. Right? Your daily learning objective should be highlights from your book that you can implement, and you're going to put it down onto a piece of paper or on a notepad, and you're going to keep that one next to your desk. I recommend having 5, no more than 5, because that's a shit ton of daily learning objectives. Have 3 to 5. I have 3, right? And then you're going to take down the daily learning objective, and you're going to put it down onto Notion into one big area where you can come back and look at it. Okay, now you're going to have the book summaries. You're going to highlight something from your book, right? You should be highlighting things that resonate with you, things you can implement, things that change your mindset, things that you can use on a daily basis. You're going to write that down onto this notebook. This notebook is basically just a bunch of notes while you're reading, right? After you're done reading, or while you're reading, write it down into the notebook. Once you highlight something while you're reading, write it down into the notebook, and then you're going to go on Notion. You're going to have a book summary page where you're going to take the most important parts of what you wrote down from this reading session, and you're going to put it into the book summary, right? And then the weekly learning recap is the most important daily learning objectives on Notion into one area, right? It's very easy. It's very not complicated, right? Daily learning objective, the 3 things you can implement, right? And you're going to write that down into Notion into one place, and you're going to put it down on your notepad next to your desk. The notebook and the book summary. The notebook should have highlights from your book and notes, right? And you should write it down into this notebook, right? You write it down in your own words, and then you're going to take it and you're going to put it in the book summary. The most important parts from the notebook, you're going to put into the book summary from this reading session, not from last reading session or this morning's reading session, today's reading session. If you're reading in the morning, right, this is how it's going to go. I'm going to read the book. La 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 la. I'm reading the book. Oh, I'm going to highlight this. And then you're going to write it down. La 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 la. Oh, I'm going to highlight this. You're going to write it down. Okay, I'm done. You should have written down all your highlights. Take these highlights, find 3 of them you can implement, or take yesterday's you can implement if there's not 3. Put them into your daily learning objective on your notepad, and then take these, put them onto your Notion daily learning objective, and then you're going to take one daily learning objective, you're going to put it in today's weekly learning recap, the most important one from your daily learning objectives, and then you're going to copy down the most important notes from your notebook onto the book summary page. Boom. Alright. It's very easy. You can go through this video again, or the last 5 minutes of video, because that was just an entire recap. This is exactly how I was able to remember everything I learned, not need any scripts, right? And this video might be, if you can try to tell me if like this video is like, you know, all over the place. If it is, then I'll start writing scripts to like structure the video, so I won't be all over the place, because I feel like I am sometimes all over the place, right? So it's very that easy, right? It's notepad, notebook, Notion, and a pen. So all you need, right? This is how you remember everything you learn, okay? And I want you to take action right now. You learn the basics, right? Like I said, you learn the basics. You go take action. You don't really need to. You're not going to learn anything about action. If you want to tweak this to your own liking, you can tweak the system to your own liking. Boom. You don't have to follow it step by step, whatever works for you, right? Go right now and take action. Go get a notepad. Go write the daily learning objectives. Go read a book. Go have a 30-minute reading session. Highlight. Put it into the notebook. Put it into the daily learning objective. Put it into Notion. Go do this right now. There's nothing stopping you, bro. Like, just fucking loser.